What's up? What's up? Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are live. Let me check my microphone levels. Make sure my microphone is plugged in this time. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another episode of Apple Home Talk Live, the live stream all about building a smart home. How's everybody doing today? We are in December now officially, which is kind of crazy. Got a few things to talk about. I want to talk about today. We're talking about smart homes and the holidays. I think that'll be fun. I've been doing a lot of stuff around the house here the past couple weeks and finally getting all that wrapped up. And I would love to hear from you guys as well here in the stream on what you guys are doing. First, let's say hi to some folks here in the chat. Let's see who we got here. George, what's up, George? Lango Beer's in the house. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Let me check my my chat pop up here. Let's see. Good afternoon, Eric. Let's see. There we go. Let's make this bigger. Listening while on my way home. Talk to you guys in the Discord meetup. Awesome. Good. Looking forward to seeing you there, Eric. Yes. And to that point, today is the first Wednesday of the month, which means if you are a channel member, we're going to be holding our monthly member hangout over there in our Discord server. So all you channel members, head over there after the stream. About 30 minutes after this stream ends, we'll start that monthly hangout over there. And it is the last one of 2025. Again, it's crazy. Time has just been flying by for sure. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but time has been flying by over here, it seems like. What's up? We got Netherlands in the house. John, what's up in Texas? Brandon, what's up? Brandon Doyle's in the house. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Jack's Diner, Rhett from Jack's Diner, what's going on? Let's see. Who else we got here? Thomas, what's up, Thomas? From Los Angeles, LA, listening in while at work. Don't tell my boss, says Thomas. We won't tell anybody, don't worry. I'm glad you could tune in. And yeah, I know the time is kind of tricky depending on where you're at in the country or in the world. But we try to do this at a time hopefully everybody can join. I know we have some people from across the pond where it's getting a little late over there. Let's see here. Polkster, what's up? Frederick in the house. Good to see you, man. Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Whoa, Jack's Diner, Rhett. 8 more days till I retire, he says. Wow, man, that is awesome. Congratulations. That is so exciting. I'm sure you were just pumped for that. Man, cool, man. So what are you going to do once you retire? I'm sure you're going to have something in mind. More smart home projects, perhaps. Torin's in the house. What's up, Torin? Juan, hello, HomeKit friends. AI videos on home automation often feel robotic, but Shane's videos are full of love and passion, making our community special. That's why we keep coming back. Man, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate those kind words. Yeah, it's a weird time with the AI videos, man. They're getting really good, really good. I don't know 100% what that means for content creators. The AI videos are going to be so good eventually, probably sooner rather than later. We're not even going to be able to tell who's a real person or who is just an AI influencer. It's going to be weird. But I hope you guys will stick around. I'll be here in person. No AI over here. We talked about that some over on the podcast, I think a couple episodes ago. Yeah, weird times for sure. What's up, 61, John T. Palma Kit, we got France in the house. What's up, man? Awesome American is in the house. What's up from very hot Australia? Glad you could join us, man. Good to see you here. Thump Jimmy, nice to see you. Oh, we got Virginia in the house. Dan Davis, what's up? From Virginia. I lived in Virginia for about 3 years when I was younger. Lone Star Trent, what's going on, man? Glad you could be here. Let's see who Edgar's Home Tech's in the house. What's up, man? Excited for the member call? Yes, awesome, man. I'm glad you'll be able to make it. Look forward to chatting over there with you and everybody else. Again, channel members will be doing that member stream over in our Discord server after this. Oh, Caroline's in the house. What's up, Caroline Whatley? Ain't you supposed to be at work? What you doing on here? I'm glad you could tune in. She's probably going to be trolling me here in the chat before you know it. Michael Lewis, love the bedroom automation video. I'm a fan of the intricate automations with conditions and dummy switches and everything. Good stuff. Oh, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that video. I released that video. I guess that was the last one I published, I think. I've had a few come out in the past week or two. Yeah, that was, honestly, I'm kind of the other way around. I'm kind of the opposite. Like, I actually prefer simplicity, to be honest. Like, I always try to keep my automations, just my smart home in general, like as simple as possible, because it can easily become too much to handle, especially when you're doing it like me, YouTube and all that stuff. But yeah, for the bedroom, like there was just no way around it. I had to do like a bunch of conditions, a bunch of sensors, all kinds of like crazy stuff so that the wife would not get too frustrated with me. We don't want lights coming on and stuff in the middle of the night and things like that. So I had to kind of go a little bit more crazy with those automations. But in general, I am a big fan of keeping it simple. I will say that. But it is so cool to see like what some people are doing with just crazy advanced automation sometimes. Oh, I saw, let's see, dude, George, man. Thank you, George. Wow, George gifted 20 memberships. Thank you so much. We got to find the applause button for that, man. I appreciate you, George. Good friend. Y'all check out George's channel if you haven't already. George has a YouTube channel as well, focusing on smart home stuff. And yeah, good friend. We've hung out a few times. Appreciate you, George, for being here in the stream, and looking forward to hanging out in person very soon. CES is right around the corner, and I know that's going to be.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Every time, I swear, man. Those HomePods. Yeah, George, looking forward to hanging out at CES here very soon, man. It's going to be here before you know it. Let me catch up over here in the chat. Turin says, damn, George, you the man. George is the man, indeed. And I should say, too, as a channel member, if you are a new channel member, welcome. George just gifted 20 memberships. So as a channel member, you do get access to that Discord server. All you have to do is link your YouTube account in Discord. So Discord's free. If you're not familiar with it, you can download the app or go to the website in your browser, create a free account, and then just link your YouTube account to Discord. And then you can get access to our member Discord server. And yeah, exactly. Shut it, Sally. Those HomePods always going. Yeah, 30 days till CES, man. That is exciting. Looking forward to that for sure. But yeah, as I was saying, as a channel member, you get access to that. And also, I'm going to do some more like behind the scenes stuff, hopefully here this month. In the next month. So I do behind the scenes videos, and also sometimes I do like some giveaways and things like that, but and early access to new videos, which I need to do some more of those as well. But as a channel member, you'll get access to all that, even with a gifted membership. So, oh, nice. Joshua Dumas says, been watching George for months now. Very nice. Yeah, definitely check out George's channel. A lot of good stuff over there. Pokester says, I'm just glad Caroline did not smother you with her pillow. Yeah, we're not saying she didn't attempt it, but she was not successful. Those bedroom automations there. Callie girl, what's going on? Good to see you here. Dan Davis, if you have a question, preface your post with the word question. Thank you, Dan. Beat me to it. I appreciate that. Yes, as Dan Davis says here, I'll try to answer questions in the stream as much as I can. Oh, you know what? I got one of these little plod pins. I was going to try to use this during a stream. I'm going to take that to CES. I forgot to start recording there on that. See if I can get some good summaries and stuff like that from these live streams. We'll see how that goes. But yes, we'll answer questions today, as many as I can. I think we'll have time for quite a few. So if you have a question, just comment question and then leave your question, and I'll try to save them and come back to as many as I can. I try to keep up in the chat as well as answering questions and kind of go back and forth. So just kind of bear with me, and I'll try to get to as many questions as I can. Let's see. Yeah, Polkster says, if you do not follow George, then you need to go check out his channel and follow him too. That is right. Oop, I can't type today. Did you guys see in the YouTube app the what do they call it? Like the year in review type of thing that they have now? I think that just came out today. That was pretty cool. Oop. Yeah, so if you haven't already, check out George's channel here. George Langabeer. I'll make it easy for you. Put your link. I'll put his a link. Oh man. Sorry, some technical difficulties here today. There we go. There's a link to George's channel. At George Langabeer. Nice and easy. George Langabeer is a Yankees fan. Oh, is that true? Are you a Yankees fan? Did I know that? Yeah, that's making me question some things as well. I'm just kidding. I don't watch that much sports these days as much as I used to. Did grow up a huge Atlanta Braves fan, though, that's for sure. So that could be a problem there. Yeah, George does great camera videos, indeed, for sure. He is the security expert for sure. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about today, like first of all, is just smart home holiday stuff. So I've been doing all kinds of stuff around the house, trying to get everything. We're kind of actually a little later than we normally do, but I just did the Christmas tree. I put out a short video on that, and I put an insane amount of smart Christmas lights on our Christmas tree. This is the second year. I've done this for many years, but I think this is the second year I've had this many lights on there. Every year, it seems like when I put on lights, Caroline, my wife, is like, more lights. We need more lights. So this year, I put a total of 2,000 LEDs on our Christmas tree. It's insane, but absolutely love it. And if you have not made your Christmas tree smart, even if you don't have smart lights and you just use a smart plug for your existing lights, you've got to do that because it just makes everything so much easier, and it's wonderful. Even if you're just using the app, you know, the home app or whatever smart home app to turn your lights on and off, that's great. Way easier than climbing. You guys remember when you had to like climb under the Christmas tree to turn it on, plug it in and off, stuff like that, which yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. And then also the automations are great. So like just having automation set up to where the tree comes on. I actually create an automation where my tree turns on in the morning when the bedroom door is open. So as soon as we come out of the bedroom, whoever the first person is up, the tree's automatically on. Automations that turn the Christmas lights off when we leave the house. Stuff like that is great. Let me know in the chat how you guys are using smart tech for your holiday decorations, whether it's a tree or anything else. Have you used smart Christmas lights specifically for your tree? Do you have anything else outside? I do obviously have the Govee outdoor lights outside, and I've got some string lights and stuff like that outside as well. Net light, a bunch of Govee lights are outside. What else do we have? And then like I always just end up using a bunch of smart plugs kind of for just random decorations around the house, just so I can easily turn everything on and off. Whether it's like garland, we have this light up nutcracker this year that I connected to a smart plug. What else is there? We had this little like Santa that kind of walks up and down a ladder. That's connected to a smart, like anything can be plugged into a smart, you know, pretty much anything can be plugged into a smart plug, and you can just make it smart. And it really come in handy for the holidays, I think. Turin says since she hates automations, when you wake up, Shane, tell her to go turn the tree on. Yeah, I don't know. You're trying to get me in trouble there, I think. I actually like those automations because I get up and it's still dark outside. you know. So when I come out, in the living room and stuff, and the Christmas tree's on, and then my cabinet lights and stuff are on a certain temperature and things like that, I really like that. And it's not like blinding, when it's still dark outside. So I actually benefit a lot from that one, I feel like. Polkster says, I have a scene called Christmas Time that I run, turns on smart plugs to turn on my Christmas lights and tree. Nice. Yeah, so just using a scene there. Awesome. Edward Bullman, what's up, says Christmas automations, 11 smart plugs plus 7 Govee lights. Nice. So I wonder what you're using for those smart plugs, what you got connect, just random Christmas things. Yeah, I have like a stack about this long of smart plugs that I just, I really only use them I don't use a lot of smart plugs, but during the holidays I use them. So I have a stack that I just kind of connect them all together, throw them in the closet. And then when the holidays come around, I use all those smart plugs, like from different brands too, usually all different ones. See what you got. Oh, Twinkly. DNS 45 video says using Twinkly on the tree. Nice. Yeah, Twinkly lights are awesome too. I used Twinkly for many years. They were like the first like really good smart Christmas lights, I feel like. First ones that I used for sure. Oh, nice. Add-on balcony. It's pretty cool. Twinkly, icicle, a lot of custom effects could be done. Nice. Yeah, I had some of I never used the Twinkly icicle lights, but I did use the Govee icicle lights. Those are really cool. And some of the net lights there outside. Yeah, that's right. Tick Metal says everything except heaters can be plugged into smart plugs. That's right. Yeah, be careful with those heaters, for sure. Dan, what's up, Dan? I use a smart plug that turns on at dusk and off at dawn that I plug the tree into. Yeah, perfect. Like automations, love that. And also, I'd recommend if you're not already doing an automation for when you leave the house, just because you might not want Christmas lights on when you leave, and that's a really easy one to set up too, but you're probably already doing that also. Garland on the stairs. Yeah, that's another one. Greg says Govee string lights in the back, twinkly lights in the tree to a smart plug, and garland inside on the stairway banister, also on a smart plug. Yeah, that's cool. That's another one that I usually like to do is garland down the stair banister, and I haven't done that yet. That's one of the last things on my list that I need to do, and I do the same thing. I connect it to a smart plug. Easy. Torin got all the Govee stuff. 3 strings of Govee string lights, 2 Govee. Oh, you got the Govee trees. That's right. Govee curtains, 3 strings of Twinkly, and 10 smart plugs fill my Christmas automations. Nice, man. A lot of Govee stuff there. That's awesome. Yeah, those Govee trees, like the outdoor ones, right? Those look really cool. I have not used those yet. Let's see if we can find that. There's a couple of different ones that I've seen available. Govee has so many dang smart lights that it's like kind of hard to keep up with. A lot of this stuff is still on sale too. A lot of the Black Friday stuff. Let's see. Here's one. That's like an indoor one. Where's that new outdoor one that looked really cool? These are the new sparkle string lights from Govee. I don't see that outdoor tree anywhere on here. Maybe it's in the outdoor. Let's see. Outdoor lights, maybe? See, they just have they got these projectors now, support Matter. Huh, I don't see the tree. I know I've seen it before. Looks pretty cool though. And the curtain lights is another one too I forgot about. I put the curtain lights all around my back porch. I wish I had like somewhere in the front of my house that would work really well for the curtain lights, but I really don't. And so I just put them all around my screened in back porch, and it looks so cool. We really love that around the holidays. Danny says, of course, all the Casa, Topo, and Govee are Matter. Let me know how I can send you some pics and videos. Probably Instagram is probably the easiest thing if you're not on the Discord server. I'm usually most active probably on Instagram. Oh, nice. I 3D printed a Polar Express train and ran a smart light strip through it to light it up inside. That's very cool, man. Yeah, I've been kind of trying to get back into, I've been 3D printing quite a bit lately myself, just trying to do different things. I just 3D printed like a little Grinch, like candy dish the other day, like yesterday. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's cool. I need to get some more good Christmas ideas to 3D print. Nice. And that's cool. In our Discord server, there's people that are posting a lot of, we have a 3D prints channel there in Discord, and it's cool to see what people are putting in there and creating. Oh yeah, tape the curtain lights to the garage doors. Yeah, you could do that on the garage doors. Problem is, my truck is too big to fit in the garage. So like I'm always parked in front of the garage. So that's the main reason why I haven't put the curtain lights on the garage. I've seen some people have just houses with like just a perfectly placed window or something that you could put the curtain lights. I think they look so good right there. Or on the garage too. But like I said, my garage is usually blocked from the road. All right, I see we got a couple questions. We'll get to some questions here in just a second, but first I did want to talk on the Matter camera stuff too. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. So Matter 1.5 is out now, which means cameras are now supported in Matter. So we're just waiting for camera manufacturers to support them, and then of course we got to wait on the ecosystems and the apps to all support cameras. But we're getting there, which is sooner than I anticipated, I will say. So again, we're still waiting for everybody else to kind of come around, but Matter does now support cameras. And I know some people, I think, were asking about Aqara specifically not too long ago in maybe that last stream. And they did release some information on their plans to support Matter with their cameras. Excuse me, with their cameras. So if nothing else, it's nice to see that they are in fact going to support Matter, which I kind of expected Aqara to, because Aqara is usually pretty quick with this stuff, with supporting Matter and kind of being on the bleeding edge, if you will, of the new stuff. So that's nice to see. They said that they're going to be releasing new products to support Matter, so new cameras, and then they're going to gradually conduct upgrade evaluations for those older cameras only if the Matter functionality of the new model matures. So they're going to possibly support, roll updates to support existing cameras, possibly. So, but I think first we'll probably see new products that support Matter. But that's exciting to see. So that's coming probably, I'd say, probably sooner than later. Aqara, like I said, is usually pretty quick with that. They make really good products too, in my opinion. Also, and this was seen a little bit in the video I made. So I made a video talking about this update, and I showed this one. This is one of the first ones that I heard about. Xthings. This is the same company that makes makes the Ultralock brand. So I use some of their locks that support Matter, and they're going to be releasing the Ulticam IQ V2 very soon in December, I think. Before the end of December, supposedly this is going to be available. This is a 4K power over Ethernet camera and merges Gemini AI intelligence, Matter 1.5. You see that Matter 1.5 readiness? That's important there. That means if this does come out and is available in December, it will be ready with Matter, but you're probably not going to be able to do anything with it yet until, again, all those ecosystems, everybody kind of catches up. But it OnVIS support, that's nice. Lifetime free rolling 7-day cloud storage and local SD backup. So this is a really exciting, and it's an exciting time for me, I think, for cameras. George, I'd love to hear what you think too regarding, you're kind of the camera guy in the group. But this, I feel like, for example, Ulticam, they've made cameras for a while, but I've never really looked into them because none of their cameras ever supported HomeKit or HomeKit Secure Video, and usually that's kind of something I'm looking into, especially for Wi-Fi based cameras. But this one here actually supports PoE too, which is pretty exciting. So I think we're going to be seeing more competition with just camera manufacturers in general and just brands in general. And I kind of mentioned this in the previous video, but hopefully less manufacturer lock-in, with the subscriptions and all that stuff. So we'll see. What do you guys think? I see some questions. I'm going to get to these questions. Let me flag these. I know, speaking of Matter cameras, I think when I go to CES here in January, that's probably going to be the first thing I'm asking all the camera manufacturers is, what about Matter? What are your thoughts on Matter? When can we see something? That's going to be my number one question, I think. The first question I ask everybody that makes a camera, because I'm excited about that. Go harp on Reolink for Matter support. Yeah, and see, Reolink's one of the, I really like the Reolink cameras. I used Reolink cameras for quite a while, and I never really used their software very much. I kind of just ported them over to HomeKit through scripted, and but they're really good cameras. I just didn't really like their user interface for their their software and stuff. It wasn't that good. I think it's gotten way better from what I saw, like what I've seen recently. So I've been thinking about giving them another try on some of their cameras. It looks like they've kind of taken some of the things that we see from UniFi cameras, that some of the stuff that I really like. That's the main reason why I switched over to UniFi, was just because the user interface and everything is so good for accessing recordings and finding things and stuff like that. But it looks like Reolink has really stepped it up in that regard. I would love to see UniFi come out with a Matter update. Puppet 022 says, Shane, have you ever had trouble getting Google Home to respond to automations for everyone in your home? I don't use Google Home, so sorry, man. I'm not the best one to answer that question. I don't use Google Home. I've tried it a little bit in the past, and just didn't stick for me. Sorry, I couldn't be more help there with that one. Josh says, have you done any automations with smart devices for a hot water circulation pump to a hot water tank? I have not done anything like that, Josh. I've seen some people do some pretty cool stuff with like sump pumps and things like that. We've even talked about some of those in past videos, but I have not done anything with like a hot water tank or sump pumps or any type of pump, really. One of my older videos where we featured viewer submissions from automations, I think, had some stuff like that in there. So you might want to go check out some of those older videos. It's like the automation, like the viewer submission videos that I did a while back. Do you still use the Innovelli white switches? I am not using the Innovelli white switch right now. I am potentially, maybe I'll find somewhere to use it, but I was using it here in the studio. I really like the switch. It's a great switch. But I ended up replacing it, and I put, right now I'm using the Aqara 4-button switch in its place because it just has the 4 buttons that I can program, and it has like the smart bulb mode and all that stuff. And the smart bulb mode is what I really needed and wanted from the switch here in this location. Excuse me. Oh, nice. There you go. Rob says, I'm using an Aqara leak sensor as a high water alarm on my sump pump. Nice. Tick Metal says, I'd love to see UniFi have some Matter-enabled cameras and more HomeKit-enabled cameras as well. Do you think HomeKit will be able to work with pan and tilt cameras in the near future? They're behind. Oh, that's a tough one. Yes, I do think they will eventually. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if they will. I should say maybe they really need to, and they should. So like one of the things that Matter cameras will support is the pan and tilt feature. So that will be a Matter supported attribute or whatever feature. Now that does not mean that Apple Home or Google Home or Amazon's or any of these apps have to support that. They absolutely 100% should. And you know, as you know, Apple Home does not support panning and tilt, pan and tilt for your cameras, even if your camera supports pan and tilt right now, which is kind of ridiculous, honestly. Maybe even worse than the fact that they still only support 1080p. I don't know. That's another thing. Matter will support resolutions up to 4K. So my hope is that when Apple, whenever that is, decides to update Apple Home to support, or HomeKit to support Matter 1.5, that they will bring some big updates to the Apple Home app that allow you to at least do the pan and tilt. Hopefully higher resolution cameras too. Maybe that's when we'll see that. And maybe the whole Matter integration, is what the holdup has been. I don't know. But that's what I'm really hoping to see. And obviously they're going to have to, do some stuff in the Apple Home app, some improvements there just to, have the interface and stuff to be able to support, some of those features like pan and tilt. So, but that's what I'm really hoping. But it could still be, who knows how long it's going to be. I mean, it could be another year before they support Matter 1.5. I really hope not, but it very well could be. What do you guys think? Manic John says, hoping to see big Apple Home revamp next year with all the features we're asking for. Yeah, I kind of feel like that every year. Has the Aqara G5 Pro continuous recording to NAS firmware update been released yet? Just bought 4 and the Synology on Black Friday. Oh, nice Black Friday purchase there. Yeah, you can record now to the NAS, and it should be continuous recording. You can do that. Yeah, they released a pretty big update just a few months after, maybe like 2 or 3 months. It was really quick after the G5 Pro was released. And you can, I think you can do continuous recording. I'm not using mine for continuous recording on my NAS. Not right now. I know I tested that when I first got it, but they did update it to also support OnVIF and RTSP and all that stuff. So you can definitely, do continuous recording that way also. What's up, John? Julio? Good to see you, man. Yeah, Apple will maybe do it in 2030. Yeah. We'll get 4K resolution in 23 when everybody else is at 16K. Greg Hayes, what's going on, man? Celebrates 50 months of membership, man. Thank you so much. Member for 50 months, is that right? 50 months. Wow, man, long time. Thank you, man, so much. It says in your bedroom, I saw you had a ceiling fan. Does the FP300 filter out the motion of the ceiling fan? I feel like we've talked about this before. So in my experience, and it's the same as I thought I said this before, but mine, I don't really use my ceiling fan during the day. Like the only time the ceiling fan in my bedroom is on is when I'm sleeping. So that's not really like an issue for me. In my experience, the ceiling fan itself, from what I saw, the ceiling fan doesn't, like coming on, doesn't trigger motion, but it does keep the absent state from triggering. So like if the ceiling fan's on and I leave the bedroom, it'll still detect motion because of the ceiling fan. That's been my experience, but I haven't like tested that super thoroughly because again, I don't really use my ceiling fan like unless I'm sleeping. Now I've heard that a lot of people have been able to use the spatial AI learning to kind of circumvent that, and so the ceiling fan, doesn't like mess up your automations and stuff with the FP300. So I don't know if anybody else is trying this, has a ceiling fan with the FP300. Let us know in the chat. Let us know. But that's been my experience. So it has still kind of, and that's been every presence sensor that I've used or that I've tried like around a ceiling fan. You could try to like position it, the sensor in a different place, or you could try to adjust the sensitivity. There's a bunch of settings and things you can try, which maybe you've done already, but everyone that I've seen kind of has a problem with ceiling fans. Again, that spatial AI learning is probably going to be your best bet to try to solve that issue. Nest 100 HomeKit Secure Video 4K or GTA 6? What comes first? Taking bets. That's a good one. I don't know. What's up, Technique 4875? Good to see you. Danny Brody, I picked up the SwitchBot K11 Plus for Black Friday. It was a steal at 209 Canadian. It's in my gym, which is perfect for the size. Nice, that's the little mini one. For those that don't know, a little mini robot vacuum. Let me say, for the budget option, wow, it does an amazing job. Wife approved. Very nice. Yeah, I'm putting the same thing up here in my studio, and I haven't had the time to set it up yet. Or reconfigure it. I've been moving a lot of stuff around, but I'm planning on using the K11 Plus also up here as well. Yeah, it's nice little mini robot. Perfect if you have like a smaller place or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of good Black Friday deals. Let's see. Curious Sam, appreciate the question. It says, share some of the Govee DIY scene names or native scene names that you use across your Christmas lights. So I mostly so this is probably an easy answer. For me, I haven't really used any of the DIY ones. My daughter does she likes to create a DIY scene or whatever for the Christmas tree each year. I don't know like the scene name. That's just like a custom one that she makes. But generally speaking, I use the just like the pre-built scenes. Like there's a bunch of them for Christmas whether it's for my Christmas tree or like the outside lights, I'll use either the pre-built scenes or the DreamView. So like on my back porch, I have the Govee curtain lights all around my back porch, and it's a total of 4 curtain lights. 2 of them are the bigger ones and 2 are the smaller ones. And because of that, the best way I found to sync all those together is to use a DreamView scene, and the Christmas DreamView scene. It's just another like, you know, pre-made one in the Govee app, but it's under the Scenic DreamView. That's the one I use on my back porch, and it's got like little candy canes and stuff. I think I did a little short video showing that recently. But yeah, I'm pretty much just using like the pre-made ones. I think I'm also doing the same thing on my like on the front of my house, which contains my permanent outdoor lights, the prisms, and I've got some string lights that are like wrapped around the railings and like net lights. And I do like to use the Scenic DreamView for those. So if you have multiple, especially if you have different types of lights, like string lights, permanent lights, or curtain lights, different types, try using those Scenic DreamView scenes, whatever they're called. They're called Scenic scenes, I guess, but under the DreamView section. And that's what I like using when there's different types of lights. And aside from that, like for the Christmas tree, I just really like the pre-built scenes. All the Christmas scenes are really nice. They've got so many. It's one of my favorite things about the Govee lights, is there's just so many really cool scenes already pre-made. You don't even have to like, you know, spend a lot of time configuring them because there's just so many good ones already made. Nice. Tom got the S20, the SwitchBot S20 for Black Friday, and it's been great. Very nice. Yeah, that I think is one of the, I think that's one of the better budget robot vacuums that really seems to have like all the check boxes for me. It's got that roller brush, which I really like. Really good obstacle avoidance. So yeah, that's a good one. And it was on sale, I think, like crazy for Black Friday. Oh, Turin says regarding the FP300, in my experience, the spatial learning helped for 1 or 2 instances, then would not trigger absence. So regarding the ceiling fan, yeah, and that's been my experience too, is it would not trigger the absence. So it might just be the nature of the technology. Oh, nice. Dave says, finally made the leap and bought the UniFi NAS over Black Friday and Reolink floodlight cam. Nice. I actually have one of those Reolink floodlight cams that I've been wanting to set up myself somewhere. And I didn't buy a NAS, but I bought another hard drive during Black Friday. I'm using a Synology still, but nice. Yeah, good to take advantage of some of those good deals. All right, let me get to some of these questions here before we run out of time. Question for you on switches. Is there anything out there similar to the Zeus switch that has several buttons on it that can program to run certain automations? Yeah, so again, that's why I'm using the Aqara. I'll try to pull it up. It's the Aqara H2. This one right here. There's a few of them out there. There's a few from different brands, but I like this one for a few different reasons. It supports Zigbee or Thread. I like using Zigbee when possible, so I like using Aqara stuff over Zigbee, so you can connect it to an Aqara hub. But if you don't have an Aqara hub, you can also use it over Thread, so it supports Matter over Thread, which is really nice, so you have options there. And you can, let's see, this supports 3 channels. So you can hardwire 3 of these and then have an extra like scene controller if you want, or you can hardwire 1, or really you could hardwire none of them and just use it as a scene controller. But this is a hardwired switch, so you'll have constant power It's which is like the Zeus that you're asking about. So for mine, like in this room, for example, I have nanoleaf ceiling lights, and I have I think it's the top button is hardwired to that, but I have it configured where it's in like a smart bulb mode, so it doesn't actually turn the relay on and off to that, because that would kill the connection to my smart lights, my nanoleaf ceiling light. It doesn't control that physically, but I just have an automation set up where it turns it on and off, and then I configured all these other buttons to do other things in this studio, like turn on all my accent lights, turn off, on and off all the different stuff here in the studio. So that's one. I think LifeX makes one similar. I don't know if they have a 4-button switch. GE Sync also makes one. I think they have a Matter supported one now that connects over Wi-Fi. Don't quote me on that, but I think GE Sync has one. But yeah, the Aqara one, the H2 is the one I have experience with. And again, Thread and Zigbee is a nice touch, I think. And I've been happy with it so far. Oh man, Ground X0 gifted 1 membership. Man, thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Thank you for doing that. So let's see. Tick Metal received a gifted membership. Thanks to Ground X0. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing that. Do the Aqara wall switches need a neutral? Good question. I don't know if it's required. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's see. We'll find out. 2-in-1 neutral compatibility. There are no compatibility issues. Okay, so yeah, so supports both neutral and non-neutral. It does not require a neutral. I have neutral, which is why I don't really think about that, and I forget. And it's been a while since I first installed it. But do note that certain features do require the neutral connection. So it says features such as power monitoring, overload protection will only work with neutral. But yeah, so that's nice too. You don't have to have a neutral for those. What's your favorite NAS? I haven't like used a whole bunch of them, to be honest with you. I've used Synology for a long time. I don't have any complaints with it. It's been good for me. I've used it for backing up video files and stuff like that for YouTube. Then I've also used it for running Docker containers I've ran Homebridge, scripted. I still run scripted on there. So it's nice for stuff like that, I found, in addition to just like file backup. And then I also recently started using the UNAS Pro from UniFi, which is awesome. You can't do stuff like running Docker containers on it, at least not that I'm aware of right now, I don't think. But I really like that too, just as like file backup and storage and stuff. So I've started using that as well. We need those sparkle lights on our tree. Caroline, what are you talking about? We don't need no more lights on that tree. There's 2,000 freaking LEDs on that tree right now. You need to calm down. Are you talking about the new Govee sparkle ones? Because I don't want to put those on our tree. And I can tell you why, if that's what you're talking about. I'm very happy with the Govee string lights that are on there right now. Thank you for clarifying that, y'all. So you cannot run other programs like Docker containers on the UniFi NAS. So I knew that was the case when it first came out. I wasn't sure if they, if they plan to update that maybe in the future. But yeah, just for storage backups, it's definitely nice. S. Augustine says, added UniFi G4 doorbell to Apple Home via scripted. Image is not as good as my old Logitech Circle View, especially in the night What do you think? Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. It depends on your setting for sure, but like the Logitech Circle View did have a fantastic night vision, especially it had that really good color night vision. So that's probably what you're seeing. What you could do maybe to help out with that is just turn the light on. If it's like on your front porch or something, if you have that capability to turn the light on, and then it won't have to rely on like the infrared. You could probably get a better picture, a color picture that way. Maybe you set up automation or something with motion and turn the lights on when there's motion at the front door. Maybe something like that would help. But yeah, that color night vision on the Circle View was really good. That was probably the best thing about it. Yes, why? Okay, so the reason I don't want the new Govee lights. Let me see if I can get back to the Govee website. So for those that don't know, Govee, so we're talking about Christmas lights and stuff here. So here's the two. So these are their new ones, the Govee Christmas Sparkle string lights. And here are the ones that they've had out for a while. They both support Matter. They both have all the effects, do all the awesome stuff. Big difference is that these have the little stem that comes off. Basically, they're like a clone of the twinkly Christmas lights that I've used for years, right? These actually are like, it's kind of hard to see here, but like they're in line, right? The LEDs are in line with the cord, which you think would kind of maybe suck on a Christmas tree, but you really can't tell a difference. Like if you look at my tree, you can't tell that they're like that, right? Especially when you got freaking 2,000 of them on the tree. But these right here, I mean, there's nothing wrong with these, but again, they're just like the twinkly lights as far as the form factor goes. And I have spent hours of my life untangling twinkly Christmas lights. And so when I started using these other ones from Govee, like you literally just take out your spool, wrap them up around a spool. Like, oh man, it's so much easier to both put them on and take them off and store them. And so that's why I'm going to stick with these if at all possible. I love that about them. It's a matter of preference too, I'm sure. Maybe you like the way the other ones look. To me, I can't tell a difference, when they're on the tree. I've used both styles, I guess. So yeah, they do have something that drapes down from the middle. That was this Christmas tree right here. Something like this, but so that would be like a nice easy way, I guess, and I'm sure you get it for it probably tells you what size tree that's for. That would be a good easy way to put lights on there. For me, in my house, I know if I put that on my tree, Caroline would say we need more lights, so that's why we don't use that one. 2,000 lights is not stop it, Dan. Oh man. All right, let me see if we get to some more questions here while we got some time. The official Baba Trolling. Do you think that Ring will ever support Matter on their new products like the new doorbells and the cameras? It would be nice to have them in HomeKit. Ugh. I don't know about that. I don't know if Ring will do it. What do you guys think? I mean, y'all might know better than I do. I have not used Ring products like ever, really. I've not used them. I know a lot of people like them and use them. I would not be surprised at all if Ring did not support Matter. They're big enough to where they probably could get away with not supporting it, I think we're going to see a lot of like smaller brands kind of catch up and lesser known brands that support Matter. And those that really listen to customer feedback and stuff like that. Ring, I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised. Maybe they will. They might, but I don't know. I don't probably still won't use Ring cameras myself either way. I don't know. Maybe I would if you guys want to see them, you know, on the channel or something. But Charles Xavier says, with the new Govee outdoor permanent lights, our tree, is it easy to sync with music? Sorry, that question's a little maybe a typo or something there. But yeah, any of the Govee stuff really is pretty easy to sync with music, so I'm not 100% sure what you're referring to here, but both the permanent outdoor lights, Christmas tree lights, all of them have like music mode. You just got to kind of use the app and figure out, you know, what you want to do. You can also, again, if you're syncing multiple types of lights, look at that DreamView mode, and you can connect different types, and you can do a music DreamView, and you can have them all kind of react to the music and stuff like that. I did a video about this time last year on doing like basically syncing all your lights together, and we talked about the different dream views and stuff like that. So you could look that video up probably, and some of the stuff in the app might have changed, but it's still pretty much the same concept and stuff. So you could that might help a little bit, but it's pretty easy to do the music effects and stuff like that. Question, do you have a smart exhaust fan in your bathroom? I do not. No, I do not. I did see that there's a Matter supported exhaust fan. Did you guys see that? I think it was from, yeah, this one right here. Orion, that's who it was. Matter smart bathroom exhaust fan with a light and a Bluetooth speaker and a humidity sensor. Pretty interesting. You see right there? Yeah, it's a company under ADOT. I have not used one, but this is the only one I've seen that has all that going on. Not sure what all is exposed to HomeKit. I know a lot of people just use a smart switch to control their exhaust fan in their bathroom, but I've never, I just haven't really had a need to do that myself. Nice, that's a good one. Remember when Nokia was too big to do what they wanted? Yep, I do. Yeah, like Polkster said there, Lutron Caseta smart switch on the exhaust fan and use sensors to turn it on and off. I know a lot of people that do that, so that's probably the easiest way. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people do that. And there's tons of different humidity and temperature sensors that you could use probably in the bathroom there too. I'll do one or two more questions. Tech Metal says, I found a lack of smart smoke detectors where I live. Can you recommend some good ones? I really can't. I'm sorry, man. I have tested the Owl. I've tested a couple. Like one of my first videos ever was like an old First Alert smoke detector. Didn't go well. And then I tested the Owl Home smoke detector. There's a whole video on that on my channel. You could look it up and find it if you want, but that was not that long ago, maybe a year ago, maybe a little longer. I really love the concept. It has like a bunch of sensors built in, motion sensors and stuff like that that you can utilize in HomeKit. For me though, it fell short in a few ways, which I did mention in the video. So it wasn't really one that I felt great recommending. And really that's it in the US. There's more available outside of the US, so it depends where you live. But in the US, there's really not much, at least with HomeKit support. I know a lot of people like to use Nest smoke detectors and bring those into HomeKit. I did just get this one right here. This one is the Senserio. And this one supports Matter over Thread, which is nice. And I've set it up. I just haven't like tested it and stuff like that, so I can't really like recommend it one way or another. But this is probably the only Matter over Thread one that I know of. It is battery powered, It's not wired, so I'd like to have like a wired option. That's what I liked about the Owl smoke detector, is that you could get the wired version. But this one here is battery powered. I'll probably test it out some more, and I don't know if I'll make a full video about it or not. But what I've been doing really is just getting, like, I have an abode security system, and you can get these smoke monitors basically, and it listens for the sound of a smoke alarm. So you can just use your dumb smoke alarms throughout the house, which is what I do. I have them like the 10-year battery smoke detectors, so I don't ever have to change the batteries. And if one of them goes off, it'll trigger the smoke alarm monitor that I have connected to my security system. And that works it supports HomeKit and everything, so you can still do automations around it. And also, HomePods have basically the same feature, and it's so good in HomePods. So if you have HomePods in multiple rooms throughout your house, in my opinion, unless you're just trying to build automations around your smoke detector, you really don't need a smart smoke detector. If you just want to get like notifications and stuff, in my opinion, that doesn't really get any better than the native HomeKit support from the HomePods. So if a HomePod hears, a smoke alarm going off, you'll get a critical notification on your phone, and then you'll have the option to, what do they call it? I forget the option, but you can basically tap into the HomePod and you can listen to the surroundings. So if somebody's in the room or something, you can kind of like two-way talk or whatever that way. And also with that, all within the same notification, if there's a HomeKit camera in the same room as the HomePod that detects the sound, you'll get basically a live feed all within the notification of that room. So it's really cool and it works really well. Check that out if you haven't. So if you have HomePods everywhere, that might be enough for you. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. So I haven't really like gone all in on smart smoke detectors myself. It's just, it doesn't really add that much to me personally. So I don't know if that kind of helps, but check out that native HomeKit feature. If you haven't already. I think I did some short videos on it a while back when that first feature was first released, but it's really cool. We had it happen one time when we were in, I think we were in Florida on vacation or something. And I was getting those critical notifications because for some reason one of my smoke alarms went off, and I was getting like the live feed notifications and the HomePods, and all these notifications were going off. But it was really cool to see. Fortunately, there was no fire. We called the neighbor to have him go like double check just to make sure. But yeah, that worked really well. We got those notifications right away. So that's my experience with smoke detectors. All right, guys. Well, I've got to get going because we have a member chat here coming up really soon over in Discord. So again, all you channel members will be over in Discord here in about 25 minutes. So head over there. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And we'll be back next week, same place, same time. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. And God bless.